I'm going to start by letting you guys know. So we released Jordan Howard this morning. This was a mutual parting. This wasn't. Look, I think given the circumstances, Jordan handled himself professionally. I think he was the consummate pro. There was no issues. We just felt like this was in the best interest of both parties, ours and his. A lot of respect for him, a lot of respect for the way he worked. No ill will, nothing of that nature. Just thought it was best for both parties.
All right, Barry.
Hi, Brian. You all are getting a lot from players who might have been overlooked by other teams, cut by other teams, third-day draft picks. I know you're involved in personnel, but could you talk about the quality of the evaluators you're working with? You're obviously Chris, but also Marvin Allen, Reggie McKenzie, Matt Winston, Alan Engroff, just the quality of the people that you've worked with here these 18 months and how much that's helped toward eyeballing players that you brought in that have helped you.
I think we have a lot of people throughout this organization who work hard, who, in whatever facet of the organization that they work in, it's important to them. I think everyone communicates well. I think myself, Chris, Brandon, Marvin, we have a collective vision of the types of players we want, we're looking for, and the guys in the personnel department, they look for players who fit that criteria, and they continue to do that. They're doing that now. So, I mean, I've said this many times over. It's a team effort. Everyone's role is important, from people who clean to the people who scout. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at Omar's ear in the people who do personnel, to really everyone within the organization. So everyone's role is important. Sorry, Omar, you just kind of, that had me just looking at your earring, threw me off a little bit.
Cam.
Hey, good morning, Flo. I guess just following up on Jordan. He had been productive in Chicago and Philadelphia. I'm just curious on why you think maybe it didn't work out for you guys.
It's a tough question to answer. I mean, I think he's a good back. He's definitely been productive. I think we had some other guys who stepped in and played well. And, for that reason, his reps were limited. And when he did go in there, it felt like we had, maybe a little bit better production from some other guys. But that's not, that doesn't, I don't think that speaks to his talent level. I think he's a talented young man, and he's been productive in this league. And I wish him all the best.
Armando.
I don't know that you think that a 6-3 record is an accomplishment. I don't know if you're wired that way or not, but nonetheless, you're 6-3. So I'm wondering what you see as the reasons. What have you accomplished to get to where you are?
I think, guys have worked together. I think we have a team full of guys who, football is important to them, competing is important to them, communicating is important to them. And I think they bought into let's call it the working together as a team and working hard and preparing and giving ourselves an opportunity to compete. And we've seen some good results from that, and they continue to buy into those things.
Adam?
Good morning, Brian, or afternoon, Brian. I was curious about the offense in general. How do you think it's performing around the midway part of the season? Certainly, Tua has changed things. What has gone well? What do you think needs to improve on? And most specifically, how do you think you can get Devontae more involved in the offense?
I think we can improve in a lot of areas. Run game, drop back, third down, 3rd and 1, red zone, 2-minute. O-line can play better, backs can play better, quarterbacks can make better decisions, receivers can do a better job getting open. It hasn't been perfect, that's for sure. There's always room for improvement, and I think the guys will work towards making those improvements.
Joe?
Hey, Flo. A few guys that played a lot of snaps and contributed and seemed to play pretty well. Sealer, Van Ginkel, Needham. One thing they have in common is they're not first rounders. One guy's a 5, one guy's a 7, one guy's undrafted. My question is, what traits, in your opinion, are required to become a key contributor when you're not a highly drafted rounded player?
Well, I think you only get normally one first rounder a year. So most teams are made up of guys who aren't first round picks. I think what allows a guy to make a team and to contribute is he tough? Is he smart? Does he love to play? Is he team first? Is he competitive? I think if you have all those qualities, then you give yourself an opportunity to learn, to develop, to improve, and eventually contribute. I think you see that in the guys you mentioned. So Needham, Sealer, whether it's his time in Baltimore to coming over here, and Van Ginkel, the 3 guys you mentioned, they have all those characteristics. And it allows them to get the most out of their ability, and they've been able to contribute and play well. So, and they're still getting better. So, still young players, still getting better, and hopefully we haven't seen the best that they have to offer.
Omar?
Well, I wanted to ask you about the defensive schemes. I know you're a man of mystery, but how many packages do you have?
Well, we got the Rover package coming in next week for you, Omar. Sure. That's coming in next week. It's coming in hot.
Okay.
We might have the Omar Kelly package coming in a couple weeks. So we'll name something after you.
What in terms of the packages, how with this hybrid defense, how many different, because guys play, let's say, 30 snaps, and I'm assuming it's based on the certain packages that they're part of. Is that correct?
I'm not going to give up too many of it. You might. Yes, I would say depending on how many packages we have, and when those packages come up situationally, it would definitely play a part in how many snaps guys will get. But to answer your question, I think every week, given the players who we feel like are going to be active, who we're playing against, how creative, our coaching staff feels that week, or, ideas get thrown around all the time. I try to create an environment where that's happening really on all sides of the ball, especially defensively. I think Josh does a great job of Josh and the staff do a great job of trying to come up with things that are new, that are different, that will give our opponents problems, and then we have to figure out whether or not we can get that to the players and teach it to them, over the course of a week, to a point where they can execute. So the Omar Kelly package is going to be tough. I can tell you that right now. I don't know if we can get that one.
All
I'm
right,
sure we can get that one taught in a week.
time for two more. We'll go to Hal.
Hi, Brian. Today is the 1-year anniversary of when Tua suffered that hip injury. I'm wondering if you could recall what you may have been thinking the first time you saw that play and the severity of what you were witnessing, and if you could reflect on how far he's come in that year.
Honestly, Hal, I was deep into our 2019 season, so I don't necessarily recall when that all happened, or I don't know where, I'm sure there's some people who know where they were on that, in that exact moment, but I don't necessarily, I love Tua. He's come through it. He's healthy. He's playing well. He's getting better on a weekly basis. I think that adversity ultimately will help him and has helped him. You can come through something like that, rehab, feel like it, everything's going to be over. Everything you worked for is over. And then you come back, you rehab. I think that's a testament to him, his family, his work ethic, and how important the game is to him. So, while I don't necessarily know where I was when that happened, I know where he is now. And I think he's in a good place, physically, mentally, emotionally. And he's improving on a daily basis. And that's important to me, to this team, to his family. And hopefully we just continue to just get better on a daily basis.
Final question, Cam.
Hey, Flo, on Xavier, he's had more interceptions over the last few years than anybody. I'm curious, for you as a defensive schemer and Josh Boyer as a play caller, what does it do knowing that you have a guy that can change the game with his playmaking ability at any point?
Well, X, he's got very good cover skills. I think people, put a lot into interceptions and sacks. And I know we've had these conversations before, and they're big plays. And he had a big play yesterday, and he's made some big plays. But the rest of his game has really improved as well. Getting off of blocks, tackling, just pure coverage when the ball's not being thrown his way. I have this conversation. I probably haven't had it with you guys, but over the course of a season, let's call it a starter in the league, whether it's D end or receiver or DB, you get 1,000 snaps. 1,000. So if you get 10 interceptions or 20 sacks, you're talking about 1 or 2% of the snaps, roughly. If my math is right. Probably isn't, because I'm not very good at math. But to me, it's the other 98%, 99% that really matters. Those are huge plays. They are. But, I try to focus on the 99 and 98% and get those guys really good at that. And then I think the other 2% 1% kind of happens. And when those opportunities present themselves, they got to make them. And X has done that. And, the players with those big stats, you know, they do that, but it's you know, my focus is, you know, normally on the other 99%. I'll let you guys handle the 1%, the 1 to 2%. But he's done a great job, and we got a lot of guys who've made a lot of plays, big plays for us. But they're doing the little things too, and the little things add up, and you know, that's kind of, you know, what I like about this group is, you know, they're really focused on the little things, and when you do enough of the little things, the big things happen. You got to make them happen, but you know, the little, when you do all the little things, the big opportunities present themselves, and then you're ready to make the play. So, yeah, I'm good on all the interceptions and all that. That's great, but I'm focused on the other 99%.